Good morning, everyone. This morning, our topic is government revenue. To start with, we need to define what government revenue is. Government revenue is also known as public revenue. It simply refers to the total income that accrues to all levels of administration, local, state, and federal, or government from various sources. Types of public revenue. 1. Capital revenue or receipt. Capital receipt, also called irregular or extraordinary sources of revenue, are sources of revenue used for meeting expenditure on heavy capital projects, e.g. grants, loans and transfers from current revenue. 2. Recurrent revenue. Recurrent revenue is a regular source of revenue in which income is received on a regular or yearly basis, e.g. taxation, fees and licenses, fines and interest on loans. Sources of government revenue. 1. Taxes. Taxes include both direct and indirect taxes. Government generates income or revenue by taxing individuals and corporate bodies. 2. Loans. Government can obtain loans from both internal and external sources, e.g. World Bank, IMF and other multinationals. 3. Grants and aids. Government can receive grants and aids as revenue from wealthy or developed countries. 4. Fees, fines and royalties. Government can generate revenue through court fees, mining companies that pay royalties and postage charges. 5. Rent and rates. Earnings from water, properties, housing etc. owned by the government are sources of income to the government. Government expenditure. Government expenditure or public expenditure refers to total expense incurred by public authorities at all levels of administration, local, state and federal in the country. Classification of government expenditure. 1. Capital expenditure. Capital expenditure are expenses or projects which are permanent in nature and can stand the test of time. They include money spent on building roads, schools, bridges, hospitals, industries, electricity and other permanent investments. 2. Recurrent expenditure. Recurrent expenditure are those expenses which are repeated on yearly or regular basis. They are expenses incurred to meet the day-to-day running of administrative activities of government. They include money spent on salaries, electricity bills, main ten ance of infrastructures. Objectives of public expenditure. 1. Defence. The government of every country spends huge sum in defending its territorial integrity. 2. Main ten ance of internal peace and security. To achieve dis, the police, courts and prisons have to be fully equipped and maintained. 3. Food and agriculture. West African countries spend more money in agricultural sector because it is the backbone of their economies, apart from providing food for their citizens. Political expenditure. A lot of money is spent in maintaining the army of politicians and their political instruments like political parties, legislatures, electoral commissions etc. Economic expenditure. These expenses are in the area of industries, mining, trade, transport and communications. Effect of public expenditure. 1. Distribution of wealth. Some government expenditure helps to redistribute income or wealth of the people. For example, the provision of free education, free medical care and low cost housing will benefit the poor masses. By so doing, help to alleviate poverty and redistribute wealth. Two, effect on production. Government expenditure in the establishment of industries and increase in wages and salaries will provide increase in income to individuals, which enables them to have a higher purchasing power. This will lead to increased demand, which will influence producers to increase production. Three, even distribution or allocation of resources. Government expenditure also helps to allocate certain resources which are in abundance in certain areas to areas where they are in short supply. Four, effect on employment. Government expenditure in the establishment of industries and setting up of employment agencies will go a long way in generating employment opportunities for the people. Thank you.